Time to check in with our lizard overlords. What are they up to? Well, this.
Is this the worst hour now?
Are we done our first hour?
Yeah, we're into our worst hour now.
Keep your expectations of this episode low. Starting the worst hour now, I feel like we've crossed into like maybe not great content hour.
Welcome to our worst hour.
Did you invoice the concrete guy yet?
I did. He paid for everything but his front step, which we put in because he's withholding money until we get the railings back from the railing modification guy. So
Why is that your problem?
have you ever done a job where things inherently become your problem?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I understand why this is your problem. I just was blatantly saying, why is this your fucking problem?
So,
I just had this debate with someone because the automatic pool cover guy, it was Tyler, the automatic pool cover guy fucked up the automatic pool cover and put it in backwards. And so all the coping had to come off the automatic pool cover and then it had to get fixed. But then all the coping has to go back on. So somehow that became his responsibility.
yeah.
But why?
So in the process of taking out the old step, well, they couldn't afford a new railing, so we have to use the old railing. But we have to modify the railings because we went from a 3-tread to a 2-tread, eliminating a step because the steps were sunk so bad that we didn't need it. The new grade only facilitated 2 steps. So off come the railings. Instead of being bolted to the top, which would change the rise, they are now, the feet are welded to the sides. The railings get welded or bolted to the sides of the steps. So the rise doesn't matter quite as much, or the run on the railing.
Why do you need railings on 2 steps?
Because they're old. They're pushing 70 and they want them. But
so if you had said to these people, I don't do railings, I really could fucking care less about it.
I don't. I've told a million people I don't do railings.
It's not my problem.
Somehow,
do you think you would have not got the job? Do you think because you were pricing this job from a point of desperation is how you walked down this railing?
potentially.
thing?
I don't remember if I was coming out of desperation or if they were so needy that I just wanted to help these people.
Mm.
Like they caught me off guard and I'm like, no one else is going to do this. I have to be the good Samaritan here, the savior of the situation.
Chad, the
I was
savior.
already doing the fucking asphalt wall.
Are they bulletproof glassing that new truck? Because it's basically the Pope mobile.
Yeah, the Pope mobile.
Chad is the Pope of landscaping in Cornwall. I'm here as your savior. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying you got sucked in by old people?
I got sucked in by the old people. And now we have to put these fucking railings back up. If they fit. I don't even know if they fit.
And then it'll be even a bigger problem for you.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the guy is holding back some of your money for the railings that you didn't want to fucking do,
well,
that you're only doing because you're the savior.
I put in a contingency for the railings at $650, right? He's like, well, what if we do if it comes in at less than that? I'm just like, I want to say, well, it's still $650. Like, so the bill for them to weld the feet on was like $300 or something. But I still have to put them on, right?
And you had to take them off.
I had to take them off
and take them to wherever they had to go.
Yeah.
And bring them back.
Yeah. I still have to, like, the job doesn't end whenever the feet are welded on. The job ends when I put them back on and they're there for life.
And if they don't fit, I have to take them and get them re-welded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're running out of that $650 real quick here. You know,
I feel like the $650 was ridiculously low for this whole operation.
yeah.
There ain't ever gonna in a perfect scenario, there wasn't any money left in the $650. What could you possibly hope to get back from $650 when someone removed your railings, customized them, and then reinstalled them? What what are you hoping that, hey, this came in at 635 and I'm going to cut you back $15. I would, like, if I was pissed at these people and I wasn't being the savior, I would actually say, listen, there was a $15 credit back to you on these railings just to show them how fucking stupid they were.
You should have waited till the end to invoice them for that concrete that you took out, so that you can adjust your price to take care of the railing problem here.
Isn't this the guy that was randomly building $7,000 walls in the backyard?
Randomly buildings.
I don't
Or is this a
remember that.
different? Last week Chad was talking about. Oh, he pointed over here, and I said it's a $7,000 wall, and then they said, "What about this wall over here?" And
Oh no, that's it. That's the armor stone wall. That's it.
Okay, that's a different guy.
There is a vast difference between those two clients in the amount of money that they have to spend.
Okay.
Like,
Well, maybe that armor stone wall guy could pay for some of this railing. Maybe he wants to be the savior. Could start a GoFundMe.
that armor.
Can we
stone
start a
wall guy
GoFundMe for Chad's railing?
What's that?
Start a GoFundMe for Chad's railing.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, there's
Everyone can be if you go to the GoFundMe and donate $1, you can all become the savior.
Mm-hmm.
You all have your little piece of being the savior.
I'll write your name on a spindle.
Of
The railing. Just we'll call it the railing of heroes, and you'll all get a little name
Got a little
on the
inscribed
for this guy's house.
So the bin saga met an interesting twist this week.
Oh,
from the other week. So to recap, I took these, for someone who hasn't maybe listened to that episode, I took these bins in lieu of getting paid because that's smart. Then there was a discrepancy between the value of the bins, between the owner of the bins and me. And then I had already paid the fabricator to strip the stupid tarps off the bins. And then in the kerfluffle over the value of the bins, I said, you can have your fucking bins back and give me my $6,000 in cash or write me a check. And then I told the fabricator to put the tarps back on the bins and we will take them to this guy when he has a check for me. That was like 2 weeks ago. And then the bins have just sat rotting in the yard because I'm like, I am way too busy and have way too much shit going on right now to deal with this idiotic bin situation. So out of the blue, the previous owner of the bins called me and he said, Mike, I have a solution for our problem. I said, sure, man. He goes, I understand there was a discrepancy between the value of the bins. And I'm like, you said take the bins, squash the debt. You didn't say take the bins, squash the debt, plus give me $5,000. If you had said that, I would have said, fuck you, no. But you didn't say that. So I'm not, but okay, there was a discrepancy. Probably my fault. All my fault. I'll agree to that. I have a theory here. I know how to make this even. I'm like, you know how you make it even? I keep both bins and you fuck off with your $5,000. It's like, what I want to do is you keep both bins. I squash your bill. You squash my bill. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like the original fucking deal, but sure. But I want the tarp systems off the bins and then we'll call it even. Like, okay, I paid this guy to take the tarps off. Then I paid this guy to put the tarps back on. And now, in order to keep these godforsaken bins, I need to pay this guy to take the tarps back off. I was like, but in my mind, I thought, if I can just get these tarps off these bins and return them, I can probably exit this person from my life permanently.
Yeah.
I'll probably never have to communicate with this person again. So I was like, yeah, fair deal. Actually, I was having a rough day yesterday. So I said, you know what? This is the best thing I've heard all day. This is going to eliminate me driving into the yard, staring at these ugly green bins going, fuck, this got fucked up somehow really bad. Now I just have to pay someone to take the tarps back off the bins.
Yeah.
And then pay someone to drive them down there and return them. Or I guess do it myself in theory.
Why doesn't he come and get them? Like, I'll take them off. You come and get them.
I don't really want him knowing where the yard is.
Don't
That
think
that leads to further potential conversation.
Do not a lot of people know where your yard is?
No. A lot of people ask me. I just tell them it's around.
It's around. That's very secretive of
I
you.
tell them to follow the rainbow.
It's at the end of the rainbow.
It's at the end of the rainbow. I don't broadcast where the yard is. I don't want a bunch of people there. There's a few people who've been to our yard. But in general, I don't broadcast it. I don't fucking want you at our yard. I usually don't like people very much. I don't want more people around. You want extra people around?
No. You're right. People just show up at my yard. I didn't know what this place was. What do you do here? Get the fuck out. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's 100%.
like the
What do
lady
you do
that
here?
told me to get her a tree one time. She wouldn't leave until I got her a tree. So,
Why would she think you had a tree for her?
because there used to be a nursery there. But please, you used to have such beautiful trees here. Do you see any fucking beautiful trees here? Like, there's weeds as high as your fucking nipples. Like, there's no more nice trees here.
So how did you solve Did you go get her a tree?
I said, I will call the nursery and get back to you. And I never got back to her.
Yeah, fuck that lady.
Some other lady came. She's like, I want the really thick fabric. It's like Velcro. It's like a really thick fabric. I need it for my boat, to put under my boat.
Does this look like a marina to you, bitch?
Yeah, like we don't have you. Please, the guy who used to own this place had a lot of it hanging around. Do you look like this place looks nothing like it did whenever he owned it? I don't have that fabric anymore. Do you think you could call him?
Fabric?
No, I can't call him and ask him where the fucking fabric is for under your boat. Are you kidding?
Do you think that people are basically have a problem and they're like, this guy looks like he could solve it?
The guy with the dog?
Yeah. Well, you're a dog guy. You're right. Dog guys, they definitely look like they can solve problems.
Yeah.
Because taking a dog around all day is a problem. You got to get water for the dog. The dog could run away. You're constantly saying, does the dog have to go to the bathroom? Dog guys are problem solvers. When you think about it deeply.
You said they were assholes.
Well, you can be an asshole and a problem solver at the same time. I actually think I said they were dicks.
Well, same thing.
So I only have one graphic memory of one dog guy. And he was the most idiotic landscape architect on the planet.
Oh.
He's a fucking moron. And he would show up in his stupid Ford Ranger with his idiotic border collie, and it would run all over the job site. And then he'd ream you for like 5,000 things that were totally irrelevant. And then tell the client, these people are useless. So I've got to make 17 more visits at $1,000 a visit. And then he would keep coming back to find another problem because that's the only way he could get paid, because he couldn't actually get any, because landscape architects are bidding work the same as us, right? There's a whole tendering process to do the landscape architecture for places. So when they tender it, this guy tenders it like insanely cheap, but then it's like the guy who tenders the snow plowing really cheap, but then says I'll salt by the time, but then shows up and salts every day, 3 times a day. That's what this motherfucker's business model is. Except he just reams contractors and talks about how useless they are. But then he can't. His problem was he got to a point where no one would bid his work. Because why would you work for this guy? Because if you bid the work and you get the job, all that's going to happen is he's going to, and once every 4 or 5 years, when we were like insanely desperate or something, we would take one of his jobs hoping it would be better, only to find out he'd brought his insane wife into the business. And it was actually worse.
Yeah, you got 2 dogs on the job.
Yeah, muzzle that one. This guy's wife screamed at one of our crews so long that someone called the police.
You know what fixes a screaming woman? The C word. It fixes it real quick.
I don't know. I don't know. This woman is unique. I showed up on that job the day that she was screaming till the people called the police. And I said, listen, this old lady that owns this house doesn't want this street tree. And she is like lying in the boulevard trying to block the excavator from digging the hole. I'm like, she's 85. I'm just gonna move on. This house doesn't get a tree. That sucks for everybody, I guess. But I'm not killing. And her exact words to me were, take me to the house. I'll scream at her till she has a heart attack and dies, and then you can put the tree in.
Holy.
That was word for word. And this is like the fucking representative from the landscape architect.
Wow. I would.
That guy brought a dog.
Tree.
That guy brought a dog every day.
I've never yelled at one person. I've yelled around people, but I've never yelled at somebody.
Like individually?
Individually, yeah.
Oh, I screamed at people right
I've
in the
never,
face.
never.
All the time.
Or have I yelled at a worker?
Not recently.
I don't think I have. Almost certain I never yelled at a worker. I may have yelled at someone not part of our company. But actually,
I've yelled at everybody.
I yelled at one guy who worked for my partner because he was laying sod over like backhoe tracks or something without raking them out. Like they were bad. No excuse for like the fucking ruts. I mean, you fucking idiot. But that's the only time, I think.
Oh, I've screamed at tons of people. I've screamed at supply yard people. I've screamed at employees. I've screamed at the owner that I used to work for.
Have you ever yelled at a homeowner?
Oh yeah,
really?
Lots of times. Fuck yeah.
The person that's signing the check, you've yelled at them.
I used to have like a lightning rod temper. I'm really chill now, and people will still think I'm aggressive, but I'm really chill now.
You should get a dog.
I had a dog back then. Didn't help at all.
They say petting a dog brings your stress down. Reduces stress.
Oh, I remember one time when I worked at Ridge Lake, the owner showed up and was pissing me off. And I like literally derailed the guy for 15 minutes, humiliatingly derailed the guy right in the middle of the road in this job site. Just telling him how fucking stupid he was and what an idiot he was, and just absolutely screaming at him the whole time in front of his kid too, because his kid was working there at the time. And then someone was like, "Who is that guy?" I'm like, "Oh, that's the owner." He was just so fucking scared of me that he didn't fucking do anything about it. I had zero filter, man, for a lot of years. Like zero, like absolute zero filter.
Do you think your guys talk shit about you whenever you're gone?
Oh, for sure. I'm not a likable person.
Your feelings? Like,
no, not at all.
It doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
No.
Like it.
Yeah. I know I'm not a nice.
What they say about me, you know.
I'm fully aware I'm not a nice person.
I am a nice person.
I'm not,
and I still think they talk shit about me when I'm not there.
If you're gonna manage people, man, it doesn't matter. People just aren't gonna like you.
Yeah.
No one likes someone telling them what to do. There's people who are more willing to do what they're told in life, but no one likes it. It's an inherent human trait.
I think there's some dumb people that need to be told what to do.
I didn't say they didn't need to be told what to do. I said they don't like to be told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
No, they definitely need to be told what to do.
Yeah.
There's inherently, as a human being, no one likes to be told what to do. There are people who are more willing to accept being told what to do, or willingly accept being told what to do, but they don't like it. If you go to anyone and say, do you want someone to tell you what to do every minute of every day, or do you want free choice? Every human on the planet is going to pick free choice. Unless you have Stockholm syndrome because you were kidnapped by a serial killer. Then maybe you want someone to tell you what to do every day. I don't know. But
I think in construction trades, you're more likely to not want to do what you're told. But like I did an estimate for a guy on Friday. He needed a bit of topsoil against his house and stuff like that. And he's like a real soft hand type of guy, right? And he's like, I guess I could do this myself, but it's like, I'm not very strong. You ever have someone tell you they're not strong? Like a grown-ass man? I'm just like, what a weird thing to say. You know? If you don't physically think you can roll a fucking wheelbarrow, you have to think pretty little of yourself. You know, that's
maybe
the type
he's
of
sick.
person who needs to be told what to do.
Maybe he's sick.
No, he's not sick.
Well, did he say to you, I don't have a physical illness? I'm just not strong. I'm just a weak person.
Yeah.
He literally, yeah. Listen, I'm not. So he pulled you to the side and said, listen, man, I'm not sick. I'm just a weakling.
No, he didn't say I'm not sick, but he didn't look sick. He didn't have like an IV hooked up when he came to the door. You know, he was walking on his own strength as he toured me around the yard. But what a hell of a thing to say. Could you imagine? I'm not strong enough to put a little bit of topsoil in my yard. Not I don't want to. I'm not strong.
My question is, why were you even entertaining that job in your current state?
I thought it was a bigger job, a much bigger job than what it was.
Oh, okay. So when you're in the midst of that, would you not just say, listen, man, this isn't for me. I got to go.
Well,
or do you write out the whole quote?
Of a 10-minute quote, I'll entertain the guy for 10 minutes, you know?
Oh, I would have been like, I'm out of here.
Did the gambler come up in your head?
Yeah.
I had one of those last
week. You know when to walk away, you got no one to run.
Yeah. So he's like, what do you think? He's like, more than $1,000 or less than $1,000? I said, nothing is less than $1,000. What? I'm just like, that's just the way it is, man. Like, nothing is less than $1,000. There's not anything, like, I can't deliver you a load of topsoil here. Maybe I can deliver it to your house and have you put it in, but again, you're not strong enough. So, like, nothing labor related from my company is less than $1,000, unless it's a fucking railing. And it's only $650.
And it's custom, and we get it customized for you, and we drive it there, and we drive it back, and we hope to give you a $15 refund.
Yeah.
What happened to you, Mike?
I broke a rule in my qualification process that they had to send me a photo because this was an elderly couple and they told me that they have no idea how to do that. So if I could come and make it to them, that would be great. And they were 15 minutes away from another consultation. So I said, sure, this day, this time, we'll do it then. And I showed up, and in their initial email, they said like their whole entire patio, they either want to lift and relay it or they want to redo it. And it became evident right away that they didn't want to redo the whole thing. And we walked through their gate, and their walkway is being heaved up by the roots. And they're like, yeah, we just want that, the few pavers, cut the roots. But these were right by the tree. I was like, no, not going to do that. And then we get back to their back patio, and they're like, a few pavers here have sunk, so we want those lifted up. And I look at their like side of the patio, and it has like an 8-inch dip following the grade of the yard. I'm like, so you want that area lifted and relayed too? They're like, no, we're pretty good with that. That's fine. We're just we're concerned about these few pavers that have sunk in this area. So it came up the gambler in my head. No one to walk away, no one to run, and I ran.
Did you tell them I'm not pricing this even?
I didn't tell them that right away. I told them that in a nicely worded email. Yeah.
So have you ever like just turned to someone in the middle of a quote and said, yeah, this project's not for me, I'll see you?
Yeah, in the early days I did. Not recently, just because of my qualification that I do. That's rarely ever happened.
Have you ever gone somewhere and encountered someone's personality you dislike so much that you said, I'm out of here?
Yeah, there was one that really stands out that was brutal. and it was very evident that this couple had brought out contractors each. So they each sourced their own contractors, and they pitted them against each other. So I was one of the guys' contractors, and we were talking, and then we went into the backyard, and it was very evident that they started clashing right away and yelling at each other and saying that, this contractor said this and this contractor said that. But the guy liked me a lot and was like, I can't wait for your quote. I ended up emailing him afterwards saying, we're not going to pursue this quote. It sounds like you got other contractors. You're probably best to move along with them. And he emailed me back like really angry, like it's a fair market. I'm allowed to get other contractors to bid on this job. You should bid on it too. And I just left it there because I would have said, yeah, it's a fair market. I'm also allowed to quote on those types of projects too. But I just left it at that.
But that's still not. I'm talking middle of a quote.
That was a middle of a one that I should have walked out on.
But like, have you ever just turned and said, you are not the right customer for me and left?
Not because of their personality, no.
See, that's why people talk about me behind my back. I would just said, I'm out of here. I don't need this shit in my life later.
Yeah.
Maybe I've just done it longer, so I don't care. I would have been like, you know what? You and your wife are fucking crazy. I'm out of here. Here's some cards of some people I don't like. Call them. I think we talked about that. I used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Keep cards of people from the fucking whatever the when they used to have cards out at the supply yards. I would collect all the cards of people I don't like and then give them to all the idiotic people that call me. Here, call this guy. Amazing guy. You'll love him. People probably got a lot of work from me doing that. Say that Mike guy giving away all the work.
Did you ask for a cut of all the jobs that you gave away?
No, it's not worth the hassle. I can't imagine how many thousands of dollars have slipped through my fingers and not making people give me my cut of the consultation or whatever. I just don't care enough. I just can't bring myself to worry about that.
I asked for questions today. You guys want to hammer out a few questions before we hang up here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Very first one, decorative_paving_Justin. This isn't a question, more of a statement. And this was in 3 different parts because I think the character limit is limited. So I was listening the other day and you guys sounded drunk. So I chugged 3 beers, took 3 shots of Fireball. Then I realized I had it on half speed, passed out before even our worst hour, and cheers.
Perfect. I find it on half speed.
This one is about H&A. Use code VIPNOFH for 50% off your H&A tickets. New Leaf Ottawa asks, with H&A only a little bit away, what innovations, tools, equipment, tech are you looking for? Are you guys going to H&A to even look at anything?
I thought we were all going.
Oh, to look at anything in particular?
Oh. No. I'm going for the atmosphere.
Why do you keep changing your background incessantly?
I don't know. Not like this. Does it?
It just doesn't upset me at all. I just find it.
Oh, look at this one. Winter theme. This is
a good one. I am mostly going to H&A because I found out you could drive there.
Are we going for the full H&A?
I don't know.
What's the full H&A?
I think it's the 15th to the 18th, Tuesday to Friday.
It's not a weekend thing?
No.
Oh. I guess we're gonna.
Is there back seats that are massaging?
I think the back seats vibrate.
Yeah.
They don't.
Could you lay across the back seat and turn both of them on and then fall asleep in the vibrating seats?
Someone could, not me while I drive, but
yeah, I'm not driving. I don't I don't know. I'm really hype when we're at H&A to check out the Pave Tool booth. Like, I'm really hyped there. I think there's probably some great edging innovations that we could see.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a good landscape edging innovation. I want to participate in the chain test. Isn't that the same place that has the chain test?
That is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. I'm sure there's be interesting stuff. I don't know that I would be seeing anything in particular. Has there been anything like revolutionary wave this year? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, there hasn't been much this year. Oh, so I've been messaged by a certain, I guess, startup company that has a, so how to explain it? It's an attachment for angle grinders or cutoff saws that allows you to point, like it's bendable, so you can point water at your saw, and it has a, I don't know, a thing that you can put into a bucket of water. So it draws from the bucket of water, and then it sprays your saw as you cut. Is this something that you guys would find useful in your business?
Or you could just put the hose on the back of it and
You can't put a hose on it. It's meant to be plugged into a water source.
Yeah, but I'm saying don't, like most of the saws. I don't buy those weird saws like you.
Yeah.
So I don't know how the weird saws work, but the still ones come with like a thing where you just screw the hose on and
Same
cut all
with my
day.
Hilti saw. Yeah.
Okay, so what are we solving a problem that doesn't exist with this?
That's what I said. They wanted to send me one. They've messaged me a few times, and I just said that I have
Why would I want a
literally
bucket?
no use.
Why would I want a bucket of water?
Yeah. I think for an angle grinder, there's an application there.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with you on an angle grinder. Absolutely,
Yeah.
there's an application. Yeah.
But for the amount of times I use an angle grinder, I don't want another piece of something with me.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of like extreme grinding.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think of this attachment, Chad?
I don't cut with water. I have no use for that.
In Cornwall.
Yeah. Yeah, not in Cornwall. We don't cut Cornwall. We don't cut with water.
I also got offered a demo saw that's corded and a compactor.
What's corded demo? What does a corded demo saw mean?
A corded demo saw. It's got a cord to it. It's electrical.
Oh, so you're saying you got to plug it into the house?
Yeah.
That sounds super great. Like, isn't that technology from 1945? like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just like, if you have a choice between getting a Milwaukee battery cutoff saw or a DeWalt battery cutoff saw, if you're in the market for an electrically powered saw, why would you choose one that has like an extension cord?
It's probably a lot cheaper than $300 batteries.
Yeah, but the risk of
I'm not
putting
saying
it down and cutting the cord or something.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Like, if there's going to be one thing, it's got to be the fact that the batteries aren't $300.
How big a generator do you got to? Does that saw blow the fucking fuse panel in the house, or you got to cart around some huge generator to run that bitch? Like the same as the other electric cutting saw. How dust free is that one? Those two things that you just spoke of seem like people solving problems that don't exist.
Yeah. Those are the offers that I get.
It's better than the offers. Well, I am wearing this force field vest that I enjoy.
You guys
a lot,
got force field stuff, yeah.
Did you not get something? Did they not send you something?
No, I told them to sponsor the podcast.
Oh.
They said they'd get back to me, and haven't heard anything.
That blade company's looking better and better every day.
Speaking of sponsors, Beyond the Lawn asks, who's the ideal sponsor for the podcast?
The ideal sponsor for the podcast. I think Chad's like mean rap guy would be a great sponsor.
I'm pretty sure they make less money than we do.
The wrap guys?
The wrap guy than my company, yeah.
I don't know. The wrap guy we use has a race car that goes racing on the weekends and shit. I think he does okay.
I think the margins for wrapping are a little higher where you're from than.
How much does wrap cost?
I don't know, $1,000 a truck for like decals or whatever, maybe a little more.
No, but I'm saying, how much does the wrap physically cost? Like the stuff they're using.
I don't know. I'm sure those printers cost a lot.
Well, I don't, I'm just saying, like, what's the overhead here?
I don't know.
What kind of rent do you
Wanna
charge
ask
a wrap? What kind of rent do you charge a wrap shop?
$2,200 a month.
So, you know what occurred to me the whole time you were talking about the wrap guy and coming to your shop and all this stuff?
Yep.
It occurred to me, why did he get kicked out of the last place? And do you really want him at your place?
Yeah, he got kicked out because the tenant next, or the owner of the building next door, bought his building and is kicking them out. Yeah, it's not like, oh, we don't pay our bills, we're getting kicked out, you know.
So you're gonna have like a bunch of like weird Porsches and shit getting wrapped up?
I don't think there'll be Porsches because we have a gravel laneway. But
what kind of cars? What does this guy usually wrap?
regular cars.
Is this the mean wrap guy or the regular wrap guy that you use?
This is the regular guy that we use.
Okay, it's not the mean guy.
No,
if the mean guy got kicked out, you'd be like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, if the mean guy got kicked out, I'd be like, kick rocks. Like, so
is your truck a King Ranch or is it a Platinum?
King Ranch.
So it has brown leather interior?
Yeah.
Do you like it better than the brown leather interior in the Dodge?
No. I think the Dodges are a little nicer on the interior.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
If they had changed the exterior of the Dodge so it was subtly different and everyone knew it was a brand new truck, would you have bought another Dodge?
Potentially. I'm very happy with that Ram. Like, it's getting a little tired, and I don't want to be stranded somewhere. Plus, the write-offs don't hurt, and the massaging seats don't hurt, and it's nice to drive something new every once in a while.
Oh, I agree. I was just interested, because I have never been a Dodge person. I've never liked Dodge trucks, but now I've been driving this white one for a bit, and I've started to actually like them, and I find the sight lines in it are nice.
Yeah, sight's good. The interior is much smaller than in a Ford. Like, yeah, which is fine by me. I'm not a big guy. Like, I don't need a ton of room in the cab, but the back seats in a Ford are huge in comparison.
Really?
And even the front cabin is way big compared to a Ram. But like I say, that's not a selling feature to me. I don't give a shit. I don't have a lot of big people in my life that are getting in and out of my truck.
Well, I'll be getting in and out of your truck one day.
Well, and we have the Ford for you. So.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. And it has the vibrating rear seats. I'll just lay down across the back. Wake me up when we're at H&A.
There you go.
Wake me up when we can do a full chain test.
Are we going to podcast all the way down there?
Yeah,
if we can get Google Meet up to work.
Are
they gonna is that Outdoor Life podcast gonna have the podcast booth there again?
I don't know.
Can
they
we
weren't
go to
there
that?
last year?
No. Oh, I was gonna say, can we go to that?
I don't know that they release podcasts anymore.
Oh, don't they?
I haven't seen it for a while.
Well, it's good that we're sticking it out.
Yeah. Sponsor free.
Sponsor free since
2021.
With a cult following.
Cult following. Are we like the Rocky Horror Picture Show of
landscape? Yeah.
Landscape podcasts. Like, when we go to H&A, are people going to throw toast at us?
Pickled eggs.
Pickled eggs, yeah.
Pickled eggs, yeah. Yeah. Or toast.
Toast.
I'm bringing a pen with me so I can sign autographs.
Nice.
I pictured no one coming to ask me, but I'm going to be ready just in case.
Just get a cardboard cutout of Andy to take around with us.
I think someone should release landscaper cards.
Landscaper cards?
Yeah.
Like Pokemon cards, but landscapers?
Yeah, but landscapers. Caleb, Andy, Jeremy Swihart.
So I had that idea.
I got a holographic Jeremy Swipe.
Okay. I want some of the cards to have pieces of the Mulder boots cut and stuck on them. You know how like they used to cut up Patrick Waugh's shirt, and then there'd be like 1,000 cards in circulation with a picture with a piece of one of Patrick Waugh's sweaters on it. I want someone to cut up the Mulder boots and then distribute them on the cards. Special edition. Mulder edition. And on the backs, it can give your statistics, how many tilt rotators you have.
So I thought about that and doing like an NFT version, just like the cards I have here, and doing like stats on like how much square footage you've installed in the past and things like that on the back. But that never really came to fruition.
How many tilt rotators you have?
I got a lot of crazy ideas in my notepad here.
Yeah. Was there any more questions?
We'll save the rest for next week because they're a little bit more serious there.
Oh, they're more serious.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to do anything serious this week. Fuck that. This has been I'm fucking exhausted.
Yeah, I think this is it.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. So is this the end of the podcast? Is this where we're going to check in what the lizard overlords are doing or whatever? Yeah. Right. That part, I listened to that part. Like, this is so funny. Like, it was good. All right. That's the end of the podcast.
Thank you for watching. Yeah, those people run the world. They're so impressive. What a bunch of freaks.